I was very lucky. 13 years, I was, on my early 80s and 18 years old, and he offered me to do an internship. I refused. He said, why? I said, there's no black people here. The only black people I see are on the posters, so I'm not working. And he said, what? I said, no, I'm not working. He said, why? I said, the thing is, you make me travel from Lyon all the way to this village. I'm sitting here, and I only see blonde guys with blue eyes, and only black people. It's Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, and they're only on the posters. So I don't want to work. That's it, and I left. And then he was really surprised, and he even thought I was crazy. He said, yeah, that's Nike. I said, okay, but Michael Jordan, and I was in Spike Lee, Michael Jordan, and because of the influence of the media, and this is, my reality was Black Enterprise, Ebony Magazine, Spike Lee, so I only see great black people, but I don't see it in France, so you ask me to work for you, and there's no black people, I'm not working. So, and then we end up fixing our issues, and Mike Jordan was coming to Paris in '97. He asked me to help. I was like, okay, Mike Jordan is coming up, I'll help you definitely, doing it free. So, and then I started my own non-profit organization, and the goal was to teach Black history to the African diaspora, because I realized that we don't know our history. And one day I received a phone call from Nike. He said, Bah-Pna, we decided to give a grant to an organization, and maybe we can give it to euros. I said, okay, fine. And it was back in '97. It was 15,000 francs, which is today maybe 15,000 euros, And I just loved the way the room went quiet when he asked, what is the name of your organization? I said, it's called Roots. Looks at me, but why Roots? I said, no, because Alex Ali, do you remember Kunta Kinte? He's like, what? I said, Kunta Kinte, Alex Ali, and my organization is called Roots. So I still have a copy of the check. I still have the copy of the check. Nike France, writing the check, 15,000 francs to Roots. And I have a picture of them and all that, and perfect. So he said, but what do you have in mind again? I said, I'm working with you only one condition, is that I don't want to be hired. I'm going to work as a consultant, because we have to work with Decathlon, who was one of their clients. And the funny story about Decathlon is I sent so many resumes just to sell shoes, they said no. So when I knew that Decathlon was their client, I know that this is not because I was black. So I said, I'm going to take that, I'm going to work on it, but I have only one condition, because it's Nike. I'm hiring my own people. And he said, what do you have in mind again? I said, there's only going to be black people from the hood. I said, we are equal opportunity employers, but if you're white, you have to come from the hood as well. So we understand each other. So we agreed. And then we have to take care of Decathlon. So I went back on the same, and actually the funny thing is, when Nike gave me this check, he was on the same parking working for Nike on behalf of Decathlon, from the same store that denied me all my applications. So for me it was a payback actually, but I never told them. And then, so long story short, I had Coca-Cola as well, who called me at that time, it was '98 World Cup. And actually, yesterday I found something I want to show you. What do you read here? Company name, and what it is. What was my position back then? Yes? Actually, the thing, he doesn't even remember that he was in Lyon during the World Cup '98. And every time you were going to your room or to your hotel, the power you were drinking were cold enough. The Coca-Cola you were drinking was cold enough, because I was the one putting them in your room. So when you went to you were with when you were in Gerland in '98 with Zidane and all that, when you were going to the locker room, the drink you were drinking, I was the one who put them there. Yes. And then I'm so emotional because I'm very happy actually. And then the thing is, he doesn't remember me, and that's perfect. That's why I said yes, I did. And then, the thing happened that I ended up working for Nike, and he was under contract with Nike. And his Nora Benkara was taking care of you. Nora, the lady was in charge. Yeah, exactly. She was next to my office. And every time you were calling her, I said, this guy doesn't remember me after all these years. So now I wanted to tell you that I was always around. And the thing is, he talks about his book, Lumière Noire and all that, Étoile Noire. And actually, I have to say in the background, because we're inspired by him going to teach Black history. And, I met him at the book fair in Paris 2 years ago. And he still doesn't remember because I And I remember, we were at the book fair in Paris, and your book just came out. And I went up to you and I asked for a picture and you agreed, and I was like, I said 3 times, he still doesn't remember me. Okay. And actually we're doing the same thing that, about his foundation, It's like something like teach the Black history, Black experience, and also change our narrative, and also, change the way we are perceived, both ways. I had an experience like, it was last year I was taking some courses in communication management and the power of the words, actually. And, no disrespect to any person who is Caucasian. I'm not trying to make any slurs or to anything bad, but the thing what happened is we're in this room, 15 people, and the 2 teachers. I was the only Black there, and 15 white persons, so we're doing that. And the topic was communication, the power of the word, and empathy. Right? So, the worst. So, I didn't really click when she said we're going to talk about strong words, weak words, and Black words. But I'm tall, I'm kind of like muscular, but she didn't look at me when she said strong words. But she felt the need to look at me and with a smile when she said Black words. And everything about Black words in this communication, everything was negative. I said, okay, I said, fine. I said, okay, no problem. And in my mind, and I said, okay, no matter what, I'm the only Black in this. So whatever she says, it doesn't affect one person, so it doesn't matter. So, and I say the thing is always, anytime we talk about Black, it's always negative. So she didn't really click either. And I know she finished her course, and they said all the negative, the strong words, good, weak words, and Black words were only negative from the beginning to the end. And since she saw how I reacted, she said, Bah-Pna, when I say white word, what do you think? I said, toilet paper. And the whole room went quiet. And I have a coworker who got upset, she became all red. She said, yes, I have Black friends, when I look at them, I don't think about negative words. I said, I have a lot of white friends, when I look at them, I don't think of toilet paper either. So why is that you're getting angry? She said, then one of the teachers came in, and she said, yes, but you know what, I've already seen Black toilet paper. I was like, why is that becoming an issue? I said, okay, if you want to continue this way, the generic color for toilet paper is either white or pink. So go to any, and you see. And I said, yeah, I agree with you that there's Black toilet paper, but you don't find them in stores. You have to order them, they're more expensive, and they're fantasy. So I agree with you, so that Black toilet paper is like the Maybach or the Porsche or the Ferrari of toilet paper, and we all agree. And for 1 week, nobody decided to talk to me. And then I told them, I said, I did that on purpose to show you how words represent things. I haven't said anything at all about toilet paper, but you automatically associated toilet paper with anything dirty. I never said anything. I just said toilet paper are pink. And why don't you go to the river? That's it. Why are you taking it personally? And I said, this is what's going on in the mindset of a lot of Black people when they go to school. the media, the way they portray them and all this. And again, they keep, even here in the media, they love to laugh at the former minister, Mr. Abira, as a monkey. And again, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this game. The only thing we have in common with the monkey is the color. We have lips, we don't have lips. We have booty, they don't have booty. It's more like you, and we don't have hair. You have hair. So I say, if we can be stupid that way and continue this narrative, but where is the lead us? Just to be idiots on both sides, And also, we have one responsibility as as people of black color, and this is to use whatever we have. I'm not a professional player. I don't have all the money in the world, but I believe that individuals at their own level can go teach, take a kid whenever you go on holidays, and spend like a day with them and tell them about history, because many of them don't know. I'm very lucky to have a friend who is a printer, so anytime I need him to print books, he does that. So every year I print like 100 books of Black history, and I go and I give it to, I don't give only to Black kids. I give to everyone who is interested in learning about our history, and we just exchange. And it was so good to see that white people are learning about us, we are learning about ourselves. And when the first time I went to South Africa, it was Michael Peters who just got drafted to the NBA. And at that time I was in charge of his contract, so we negotiated with Jordan to take him on as a representative. So I told him, I said, let's do something. So we took all his outfits, we took from his account, and I went to South Africa to offer a basketball camp to youth. So the jersey, the t-shirts, and the socks, and we went in Soweto to do that. But what really made me sad is when we got there, we're waiting for people to meet with us. So we were next to each other for almost like 30 minutes, but we didn't know. And then I was like, ew, they seem like they're waiting for somebody, they're probably waiting for us. So then call and see. So when I called, I saw a person take his phone. I said, that's me. And I look at their eyes, they were like puzzled. And they didn't say anything for a few hours. They were very quiet looking at what's happening. And at the end, one was very honest. He said, you know what? We thought that you were white. I said, what? I said, no, when you contacted us from France to say that you're coming to do this and give outfits to kids, we were waiting for white people we didn't see. We saw you there for 30 minutes, but we're expecting white people. So that means what? Is that we don't go back to our own people. So even when you go to try to help, some black people look at you suspicious because black people don't like help other black people. And then we're complaining about white people doing their own thing. So at the end of the day, and I'm going to focus on this, Chinua Achebe said, like, until the lions have their own history of hunt, we glorify the lions. But the question is what we as a people are doing, as a black people, to share our knowledge to become one human race. I was inspired by people like him and his books and everything he said. This is where we find our inspiration, because they are not only soccer players, they are not only world champions. They are people who are inspiring us, and I'm one of the fruit of him, of Yannick Noah, and not only on an athletic thing, but also to change the narrative and the mindset of our own people, but also of the people who doesn't look like us, because the system doesn't allow them to learn more about others, because they are the dominant society right now. But things are changing, and we are changing, and those things like Afrobytes are helping to change the mindset and narrative even for ourselves. Because we're not used to see that a lot of black people here talking about technology, talking about inspiring each other, and that's why, when I met for the first time, I went to this office, one thing, I haven't talked to him yet, but I saw one book, National Agriculture from Sheikh Anta, I said, he get it. And for me, it's like, no matter what he's asking me,